Howdy, hey, how is everybody doing? And welcome back to Disney Daily. Halloweentown is hands down one of my favorite Disney Channel original movies. I mean, who doesn't love the idea of a whole entire town in a separate world dedicated specifically to creatures who go bump in the night? The story follows 13-year-old Marnie, who follows her witch grandmother back to Halloweentown to understand her witch ancestry and help her fight an evil warlock named Kalabar. Now, although the movie focuses on the older sister Marnie, that doesn't mean she is the most powerful Cromwell, in my opinion, that is. In fact, the more I watched the movie, the more I realized that her younger sister Sophie displays far more superior powers. I actually believe that if the events in Halloweentown had occurred when Sophie was 13, the outcome would have been different in the sense that Kalabar would have been destroyed without the assistance from the full Cromwell bloodline. In today's video, we are going to look at why I believe Sophie is the most powerful Cromwell. Now, let's first look at how Sophie is significantly more in tune with her witch powers than her siblings. First, there's Dylan. Dylan has never shown powers, and maybe that lack of power stemmed from his disinterest in all things spooky, unlike his sisters. Dylan is the most like his mother Gwen, who both stay clear of anything related to Halloween and anything that is supernatural. It isn't until the very end of the movie where we see his fingertips light up that we know he has powers. And it should be noted that his mother never once mentions him having abilities at a young age. So this leaves how Marnie compares to Sophie. If we look at the details more carefully, there are obvious distinctions that Sophie will be far more powerful than Marnie if given the chance, time, and energy. Now, in the movie, Aggie says to Gwen that Marnie, being 13 years old, must start her training by her 13th Halloween or else her powers will be lost forever. Now, although Marnie feels drawn towards creepy things, she doesn't know anything about her powers or being a witch. She is completely surprised and never even considered it a possibility. In fact, it isn't until she hears her mom and grandma talking in the kitchen that she learns this information. Now, I really want to reiterate this next fact. Marnie has fallen behind tremendously. Her 13th year is supposed to mark the ending of her witch training, not the beginning of it. So sadly, she has lost out on crucial years of building upon her natural powers. Additionally, Marnie hasn't shown any signs of magical powers, which her mother Gwen says she displayed as a young child. However, we never see those played out on screen, so we don't know what kind of magic abilities Marnie has. But we do get to see Sophie's, who at just age 7 displays her superior magical powers throughout the movie, and she seems to be the only one. Now let me take you through all of the times Sophie exhibited her abilities while the rest of her family fell short. First, there is the opening scene where she shows her astonishing mind power. Sophie really wants a cookie, and the willpower alone coming from the little witch allowed it to levitate towards her. That is until her mother stops it mid-air. The next scene I want to draw your attention to is Sophie's ability to get onto the Halloweentown bus. We see Aggie enters the front while Marnie and Dylan sneak in the back, but there are no signs of Sophie, who just miraculously appears in the town alongside her siblings. In my opinion, I think she transformed herself so that she would fit in and go unnoticed, but let me know what you guys think. The next crucial part of the movie that highlights her abilities is when they get to the entrance of Agatha's home. The gates outside are locked and all hope seems to be lost. That is until Sophie strikes. Marnie legitimately tries to open the gate with some magic words but fails horrendously. However, Sophie does it within seconds, not only opening the gates but transforming the lock into a frog. It is never revealed how she does it other than the fact that she just says she wished for it. However, I don't think this was her first time doing magic like this, because not only was it so quick but seamless. I think she has done this on numerous occasions, turning various household items into animals or objects. Now, being so young, she never needed to question it because she got instant gratification, which kept her preoccupied from knowing the roots of her capabilities, which was her witch ancestry. I mean, think about basically when a child gets a lollipop. They are completely distracted and they don't even remember the root of their problem or question. Let's also talk about Sophie's psychic and intuitive abilities that I argue to be far greater than any witch or warlock in the franchise. We first see this ability in the beginning of the film when she senses someone is coming, which ends up being their grandmother. But later in the film, her gift of prediction strikes again. After the three children collect objects needed for their potion, they run into the friendly skeleton Benny. However, it is Sophie who instantly senses something is wrong, unlike her brother and sister. She can feel the dark energy so much that she pulls her brother Dylan away from the car. After this incident with Benny, the kids return and create the potion. However, Marnie, the Star Witch, cannot remember the spell to ignite Merlin's talisman. However, little Sophie saves the day yet again. She not only remembers the spell, but teaches it to Marnie. In the scene, both sisters are touching the talisman and reciting the spell when it finally lights up. I would like to highlight that this is because of Sophie, not because of Marnie. Remember that up until this point, she is the only Cromwell who has performed magic spells besides Aggie. Now, at the finale, all the Cromwells are shown holding hands and using their powers to defeat Kalabar. I think Sophie could have handled Kalabar all on her own, but being so young, she didn't understand her full potential as a witch, so she defaults to her family's decision on what is the best course of action. Keep in mind that this is all just from the first movie. In the second installment, Sophie at age 9 is able to sense the presence of Cal when all her other family members, including Aggie, could not. Once again, she is demonstrating a skill that no other family member is capable of. Well, that concludes my video on who I believe to be the most powerful Cromwell witch, but it's up to you guys. And obviously we didn't get a lot of information from the third movie in regards to Sophie, and she is actually not even present in the fourth movie. Please leave your favorite character from Halloweentown in the comments down below. As always, thanks for being my guest here at Disney Daily. Until next time.